From Latrobe Motorsports Studios, this is Ride Along with Howie from the fast half-mile track at Latrobe Speedway, where it's grassroots racing at its finest. Here's Howie.
Race fans, who's ready to go for a ride? It's Ride Along with Howie, sponsored by SMB Promotions and Joe's Body Shop and Towing. And our guest tonight is a driver who picked up a career first win a couple weeks ago back in the stock 4 cylinders, Justin Connors. Justin, welcome to Ride Along.
How you doing, Howie?
I am good. How are you?
Okay.
Now, Justin, for those fans who come to Latrobe, you've been competing there. Oh, this is what, your third season, I believe. Is that
This will be my fourth season.
Fourth season. I apologize. And you have the strictly stock 4-cylinder, and you're also going to debut a Charger. And how's it feel to finally get that first win out of the way and soon to be debuting another new car?
It was a big relief off of me. Everybody said the first one's always the hardest.
And they're 100% correct with that. And, you know, it's always fun. You know, they say racing's a family sport, and that is your pit crew, ranging from your baby to your daughter, who's probably about 9.
She's 10. She just turned 10.
I'm sorry, 10. You know, no woman never likes to give away their real age, so I was trying to, you know, keep her a little bit younger there. But, you know, it's always fun to watch you in the pits, because besides working on the car, you're also working with your pit crew.
Yeah, they're always with me, and I'm with my daughter on Friday nights too. She races motocross, so we're always there Fridays and Saturdays.
And it's neat how you include your family in the racing. I mean, you know, I can honestly say I've never seen you at the track without your kids there, and you know, it has to make it nice to have all that quality time with them.
Yeah, if my family didn't go, I wouldn't be there.
Now, you are also going to be debuting that rear-wheel drive car here coming up. How excited are you about that, to move into the rear-wheel drive class?
It's definitely going to be a learning thing. We're pretty excited about it with the paint schemes and everything like that. We got a few more of my buddies involved in it and everything. Seems like everybody's getting their cars done here.
And, you know, we wanted to debut that class originally earlier this season, but parts availability was an issue, so we pushed the debut back until July, and I think...
Hold on.
Part of the pit crew, huh?
Yeah. Just take her outside. Okay.
I think you got your rear-wheel drive car done, don't you?
Yeah, it's about done. We're working on it today. We're gonna try to slide the motor in tonight and get it broke in.
Now, what made you decide to go into that class versus maybe a pure stock or a higher class?
It all started towards the beginning of last year. Me and everybody here was getting ready for Latrobe. We were loading the car up, and my neighbor across the street, the Underwoods, Matt, was over visiting his mom and dad, and he just stopped down and asked me what I was doing with the old car. And I said nothing. I kind of made a joke with him. I said, if you want to take it to Latrobe, you're more than welcome. Just come grab it and take it. And he ended up taking it, and ended up making friends with Justin Ruff, and getting in pretty tight with Dean. And Dean and Justin and Matt pretty much came up with that class. I kind of got Dean's big help. He's helped everybody. If somebody needs something, he was always there. So that's kind of how we all got started.
And that's really nice. I mean, you know, everybody on that you just mentioned gives something. You gave a car to Matt. Justin Ruff's there to help you, and you know, it's kind of neat how you guys formed a little team among yourselves.
Yeah, we also kind of picked up another guy from, I'm not sure if you remember last year. Matt was down with, I can't remember if it was COVID or something that, what's his name? The other one that has my other car. Dave Bailey. He started coming around a good bit, and he was friends with Matt and became pretty good friends with me and stuff. So I actually loaned him my car from this previous year, the Ford. He doesn't have it running yet, but he's supposedly going to be out there too. But he recently, I think, might have got another car too for the hobby stock, but I'm not sure if we'll see him yet this year or not.
Now you're strictly stock. It's like a throwback to the Skull Bandit.
Yeah, a little bit. The original
Dipper,
one,
I believe.
Yeah, the original one. I'm not sure who drives the red one, or who drove the red one. It's actually just a regular Skull car, the red and the white. We was gonna do the Skull Bandit, the green and white. I'm not sure what actually changed my mind. I think it was just the color. But we actually just finished up painting it now or yesterday. I pulled everything off today when I got home from work, and we've been getting tires on and getting ready for the motor.
Okay. Now the Red Skull car was Jack Ingram, who ran in the old Bush series, number 11.
Yes.
And a lot of great history to that car, and it's kind of cool that you brought it back. I mean, you know, everybody thinks of Skull today. They think of the green car and Harry Gant and Ken Schrader and that, but you really went old school with the Ingram car.
Yeah, Dean threw me a couple ideas. Matt threw me a couple ideas, and I never really seen that car that often at all. So I kind of want to bring something back that maybe some of the older guys remember.
And I mean, you picked a NASCAR Hall of Fame driver to do your paint scheme after, unintentionally, but it's pretty cool, the history there. And let's talk about the history of car racing. Where did your number come from?
Well, if you ask my wife, you know, we picked that number together. But back in the 60s and 70s, my grandpap raced at Latrobe. He raced at Hummingbird, several other tracks. He was a weekend racer is what he was. And they didn't stop from Friday night until Monday morning. So that was his old number also, but me and my wife picked it also too for our anniversary date.
Okay.
And it's actually my service number for my being in this fire department. So there's a couple different kind of reasons why we have that number.
And are you going to have that number also on the hobby stock, the 21?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll have Big Skull and Little Skull, basically.
Yeah, that's why I decided to put the Mini above the one on the stock car, the stock 4-cylinder.
What I don't rub snuff, but they made those pouches. Weren't they called Mini Bandits? Or am I wrong?
I'm not sure, but they do call them bandits. That's what a pouch is, pretty much.
So you really got a Mini Skull Bandit there.
Yeah.
Pontiac. And how are you going to get both cars to the track?
Well, for this season here, we kind of lucked out. There ain't no double nights for the two classes this year.
Okay.
We are planning on upgrading next year, maybe. If we don't upgrade, I might just want to run the hobby stock and maybe just keep the 4-cylinder around just to go every once in a while, maybe. But we're really pushing for a season championship for the 4-cylinder. So
Okay. Now, how did you get involved in the circle track racing? I met you guys, you and your family, on the motocross side. But what pulled you to go circle track racing? The fact that your grandfather did it, or it's just something that you've always wanted to do yourself?
Yeah. My grandpa, I went a lot with my grandpa. We spent a lot of nights down at Motordrome Speedway. I never got a chance to go with him to a dirt track, but that's all he raced. And when they started changing everything to asphalt is when he started getting out of it.
Okay.
He said he didn't believe in racing no cars on the asphalt, but every time he walked in his house, he was always watching NASCAR.
You know, everybody says all racing is just racing, going around in circles, but dirt and asphalt are so much different. The asphalt's more technical. The dirt, you have normally more power to where you can power out of stuff. And yeah, you go around in circles, but it's not the same.
It's the people in the stands don't understand what it feels like to be inside one of them cars, whether it be a stock car or what I'm in right now or late model, whatever. I got some pretty good GoPro footage of some late models that I know the guys and stuff. Being in one of them cars it's just something different. It's a lot more different than riding down the road or whatever.
What was it like the first time you got to go out on the big half mile of Latrobe?
Well, if you can remember, my first year and a half, it was pretty sloppy. I was nervous my first couple of times out. I mean, I didn't have the car. I knew I didn't have the car. I just wanted seat time. Then I started getting pretty frustrated there towards middle of second season in, and I just had a talk with Dennis one time, and I'm not saying that he took my advice or anything like that. I think there was a couple other people that wanted to see it, and my third year coming in, we brought that Ford in a stock class, and I seemed to be around people that had the same horsepower as I did. I felt a lot better with it, and I gained to like it a lot more.
And the same experience as you. I mean, you were raw coming into this. It's not like you and your dad raced for 20 years and this and that.
This was my first time. Yeah, my first time was in that blue. Well, it was a burgundy car when I first started. That was my first time in a race car.
What do you enjoy more, the building of the car or the actual competition?
It's hard to say. If I had my family down in the garage and my buddies that down in the garage help me with that car, I have just as much fun building as I do racing it.
So for you, the key is as long as you can include your family.
Yeah. Now,
your daughter runs motocross. Do any of the other kids race? Any of the boys?
The one boy might start this week. I'm not sure yet. We had him out on my daughter's old stock one, little yard machine. He did okay on it, but we might be getting out of motocross next year. We're really looking into kart racing for the kids, either like a mini sprint or quarter midget or something smaller for the kids to all get involved in. So I kind of feel bad for them when we were there. They don't get to to drive or anything like that. So it's just my daughter right now. So, and I decided instead of doing motocross, I talked to them, and they all want to try the karts. We drove karts before. We didn't like driving for a season or anything, but we do a lot down in Tennessee and stuff like that. So
now, how are you going to be as the father? With all your kids competing, if you get them all go-karts, will they all be in the same class, or they're different classes? Or?
There is different age classes, different age groups and stuff like that, different kart sizes, different CCs, stuff like that. All depends really on, what they feel and what they want to do as much as I'll go as far as I can with them as far as what they want to do.
Heck, at the pace your daughter's growing, what, about 4 more years, she'll be able to get behind the mini Skull.
Yeah, actually, my son wanted to be the first one to step inside that one, but we'll see what happens.
Now, how many kids do you have, and how old are they?
We got Aiden. He's 12. We got Aaliyah. She's 10. We got Arian. He's 4. And the baby, she just turned 1.
And so your son, okay, I forgot your son is older, so he's only 2 years away from getting behind the wheel of Mini Skull.
Yeah.
And are you excited or nervous knowing that the next person going in that car is going to be one of your kids?
I don't think I'm as nervous as my first time, being that I don't know, they've seen a lot already. I seen them ride go-karts. I seen both of them ride the 4-wheelers on the track and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna be nervous as a parent, but
Now, who do you think is going to be the best out of the kids? Any one of them just adapted or is putting, more time into learning about the car?
well, it's gonna be a toss-up between my 2 oldest ones, but yeah, it's tough to say, but I kind of have in the back of my mind who could come out on top between the 2, but just because she has a little bit more racing experience and everything like that. But
Now, your oldest boy didn't want to race motocross?
he did a little bit there, and then he fell off of a dirt bike a few times, and he kind of walked away from it a little bit. I've actually bought him 2 dirt bikes, and he turned them both down. And he's more on the quad right now, so with his sister, but just doesn't want to race it really. He'll take it out for practice for her and stuff, make sure it's running okay and stuff like that. But that's about all he gets into.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. Maybe you get a cage around him and it might reignite.
If he could reach them pedals right now, and if Dennis would let him out there, he'd go out.
So you're saying we might have to start checking that helmet to see who's actually going out in the car? If we don't see it might be your son.
He might be.
Okay. Hey, Justin, now's a chance for you to go ahead and thank everybody who helped make your racing venture possible.
Well, first couple, my wife, Samantha, my kids, always being there. My brother Vince, every time I ask him to come help, he's always there. He's at the track. Ryan Hickson, he put a lot of time in this garage, a lot of time. He's almost been there from the start, from even just helping to getting parts and stuff like that. With his hobby stock, I got to put a big thanks to Dean, Matt, Justin. There's a few other ones that I know I'm not gonna remember their names, but there's a few other guys that helped. That's pretty much about it. I mean,
well, you already put the 4-cylinder in the victory lane. Now it's time to get that Charger in the victory lane. And the way you progressed as a driver this year, I wouldn't bet against you, buddy. Be sure to keep your eyes on the Skull Bandit car number 21 in the stock 4 cylinders and in the Chargers. Justin Connor is the driver. Justin, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Howie.
Race fans, don't forget this upcoming Saturday night, the 410s come back to Latrobe Speedway. Also, the hobby stocks will be making their debut, and we're going to cap the night off with fireworks in honor of Independence Day, July 4th. Hey, while we have a chance, I'd like to go ahead and thank all of our track sponsors that include K2 Engineering, proud sponsor of the Crate Late Models, Joe's Body Shop and Towing, proud sponsor of the Pure Stocks and the Ride Along podcast. Specialty Metals, proud sponsor of the Modified 4 Cylinders. Marilungo Disposal LLC, proud sponsor of the Strictly Stock 4 Cylinders. And Dean Pollock, who brought the hobby stocks to Latrobe, and they'll be making their debut on Saturday, July 1st. The Pro Stocks also compete throughout the season, and the Bauer Farms 305 Sprint Cars. Additional track sponsors include Latrobe Glass and Mirror, General Carbide, Bowman Plumbing, Garry's Auto Sale, Porta-John Rental Company, the Auto Tag Store, RPM, the official parts supplier of Latrobe Speedway, A1 Machine and Performance, Seal Tite Paving, DJS Swag, and GVD Powder Coating. Please support those who support racing, and remember, we'll see you Saturday at the races.